Hello and welcome back. I thought I'd do a full flight today in the Fenix A320. A few changes today. Had a few issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator with my yoke. It's decided to disown it in a sense. So I've had to put most things back. The only thing I couldn't do, I normally steer out with my tiller or my yoke, but I'm going to be doing a rudder steer today. So that's going to be a learning curve for me because I've nothing set up on it. So it might be a bit rough getting out. I thought what we'd do is showcase lossless scaling today. With the Fenix I've lost a lot of FPS, so I sometimes need that to help. At the moment, just looking at my FPS is at 25 and you don't want it below 30 really. So I'm just going to see how we get on. We'll move over and crack on. We're going to Glasgow to Edinburgh. Be a full flight, passengers included, so it'll be going for the entire setup. So this could be about a 2-hour video. It's only about an hour 10 minutes to flight, but we'll see how we get on. Here we are, there's the Fenix. The legs are knocked down. There's nothing unusual.
Stansted clearance delivery, Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie ready to copy IFR clearance to Edinburgh.
Failed to load GSX.
Easy Y45
Surprise.
Oscar Charlie is cleared to Edinburgh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 4 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475 squawk 6741.
Lovely.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie cleared to Edinburgh Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 4 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 118.475 squawk 6741.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie, read that correct. Contact ground on 121.7 tree. Good day.
Okay, right, that's the ATC done for it. I'm using the Sim ATC, so this is going to be interesting as well, because we've lost the scaling when I put it on. It doesn't like ATC, beyond ATC, it doesn't like being involved in anything else. Lost the scaling, its downside is it only works on one monitor, because I run 2 monitors. If I try to skip from one to the other, it plays around. So I decided to try lossless scaling with the ATC. It should be interesting, to say the least. Let's get some bits and bobs turned on. Hoping this all works out well. It normally goes peak time when I try to do a video. This is probably about my 3rd attempt at doing a video where it's gone peak time on me a few times. Last time I put a different livery in and there weren't no passengers boarding. So get that open as well. So we'll try it, see how we get on. We can minimise that for now. We don't need that just yet. We've got plenty to do. Let's just go into here to see if we can import our flight. That'll tell us how long we've got left. We've got 30 minutes to get out, up and about. Pop off to ground services. We'll set there at the moment. Get GSX sorted out. We'll operate the stairs. I'll have stove up. So we're running around about 38, 43 FPS, so it's just above what I would call the threshold. I'm using lossless scaling until I get my new GPU, which I've actually got to take my PC out and check the power supply, make sure it's man enough for the job, and then go and buy the new 5070 I think, and see how I get on with that. So lossless scaling it is for the time being. So we'll set the rest of the plane up, and those are all set already. We'll get all this all set up and then we can move on and get bits and pieces done. Scoot around, make sure. Yeah, that's all okay. Some light on the subject. We've got half hour, so we've got a little while. Normally with this ATS, yeah, my squawk is already set. Alright. So as I said before in the last video, you make sure these are on if you want cockpit interaction. If not, then don't worry. So it's in the right place. As that messes around. Flap is open. You close that. Nice. Alright, so these lights all sorted out. So it should be a daytime flight. I've done quite a few nighttime flights. Had quite a bit of fun watching the immersion. That works well with this plane. Right, so we've got everything basically set as we need it. Next thing to do is what I tend to do is go to mass balance, send that to the MCDU. That's successful. And then we want to go to departure. Load that, do a calculation, that'll give us our takeoff speeds, send that to the MCDU. All set now, ground services, being as we've got that now, have we got just the one or we've got two? Two, we got those two on. Oh, I'll open the cargo doors ready. Let's get some lighting on to go on this side. Then we'll get the FMC set up. Whilst we're doing that, I'll get caterers to get on board. They can do their bit.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
That reminds me of VRAS. Still setting the wrong one, no, and I didn't hear it the other day. Well, that should fire up. Tell me it's testing at some stage.
Runway awareness in op. Runway awareness in op.
Why are you in up? Strange. And it disappeared.
Runway awareness in op.
Still. Speakers, yeah.
Runway awareness. Okay. Feet.
Okay, now she's alright. Okay, now she's okay. So now that's sorted. Now we can get to work on the MCDU. Okay, what I've been doing is I've been making a mistake of just going straight to FMGC, which I shouldn't be doing. I should be going to ATSU, AOC menu, pick the flight from there. There's things you learn as you go along. And I've been flying it now long enough to feel comfortable to do a proper flight now, and we'll have to add a little bit when we get to the other end, because this ATC works differently to the other ATC. Not as technical, I'd say. So we're just now going to request this. This will put most of our information in for us. So we're just going to put in a flight number. I think that's right. And our cost index, if I can remember rightly, back to the pilot briefing, is 30. So we're going to punch that in. And then our cruise altitude. The reason I haven't put lossless scaling on for the right now is because, like I said, it play around while we were doing this, and I would end up losing my mouse and everything else. So what do we want? Let's do that performance test. Let's just calculate that. So yeah, that looks right. So it's temperature is 14 degrees, and we're cruising at 36,000. 36,000, and it's 14 degrees. A lot colder than it has been. And we can request our winds, which I hadn't been doing for a while. So you learn as you go along with these things, you learn how to deal with things. You don't have to go to the next phase on this. We'll just go back to return. That's in it. That's all done. We're going to go to a flight plan. And then we should be told, take up runway 4. Yeah, runway 4. Okay. That's all correct as it was. So departure 04. UTAV 1S. Now this will populate. And our Edinburgh arrival will be on 24, and that'll be MP. No, that without even thinking about it. And then this should all populate as well. And then what we can do, quickly flip that to plan. Well, it seems like our ideas have come to life. Yeah. All those errors. And then we can just flip through. Make sure there's no errors in the flight plan. And it's looking really good. Yep, manual, yep. That's perfect. But we know that's all okay. Flip that out of it. I've also got the taxi ribbon on because I'm not using Beyond ATC, so it's harder to get out. Although it's not too difficult from Stansted, but I put it on anyway. So a lot of changes, especially when I'm using lossless scaling, but it's worth the pain for what I'm getting. Beyond ATC seems to use a lot of FPS, and I wouldn't have thought so doing it. I think it's when it puts FSTO in there, but I've even tried turning that off and just using that, but once again, because it's not within the sim, with lossless scaling, it's pointless. So we've done all that. There's more to do somewhere. Go to performance. Let's move around the camera. So, because we added it in from the EFB, it's put it into the MCV for us, so it's given us a V1, V2, and V3. It's given us trans altitude, it's given us everything we need, so we go to the next phase. We want to pre-select our takeoff speeds, 250. Next, then we want to pre-select our cruise speed, which I'm going to put in at 270. Yeah, so that's selected. You don't have to select that, I don't think. Because we'll basically be going to what the program says here. Phase. Yep, that's all good. Next one is maybe get the QNH and all that. We'll just check our QNH is 1014. 14. Temperature was 14 degrees, which is clearly going down. Don't worry about baro radio. And that's that all set. Then we can just whip back to flight plan. So we're all set to go. He says. If you're never sure about anything, just go back through it all. Just to make sure you've got all the details and there you go. This was missed. We want to add in a fuel planning. Just confirm it. Sometimes it puts it in, sometimes it don't. That all seems pretty much in there at the moment. Go back to a little flight plan. Flight plan outside. flip this across the fuel. Right, so they've instructed us to fly to 9,000 feet. We normally do 6, but they're telling us to go at 9, so we'll do as we're told today. Constraints on. It will hold us at the constraints of it anyway, so. And the reason we put this one on is we're just about to fill up our plane with fuel and get the passengers on board, and that's all integrated through GSX. So and that's done in here. So we've already done that, so I'll just send it again to make sure. And then we go load aircraft, load GSX, boarding and refueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
So the truck's going to come, fill us up. We're all ready, set to go. I do want
Please
to
don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
As you can see, we just dipped down there way below what we should have done. Do I need to rip on there anymore? I don't know. I just need to get on there. I want to see the entire flight. There we go. So at the moment you can see here we're running really low on FPS here. We're down to 18, 22, 28. It's all over the place. So this is where lossless scaling comes in. And this is lossless scaling. I've only got it set to 2 times at the moment, so we shouldn't see too much of a loss. But all this is going to do is where you see the 16 at the top, it will just double whatever we've got. I'm going to try scaling that now, and we can turn that one off, he says.
Fuel truck is in position.
Someone's gone.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Oh. And this is what happens with it. It goes a bit Pete-tong. Not sure what's going on. Seem to have lost the monitor. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Why is that? Yeah. That's better. Put that back. Put that back. Everything seems to be back. So it's fueling us, but I don't see lossless scaling. It's doing something really weird. Scale. Click. Now it's on. Right. So up in the corner you can't see it, but it's actually saying I've got 41 frames per second, but it's given me 81. Yeah, it's not loading it into recording, so it doesn't like being recorded. So you will see that it's now going to be a lot freer, and we should be able to move around quite freely. Did I set everything up down here? Yeah, I did. Now it's complaining about my controls. Thrust lever to max with us. Next up into there, so it doesn't like it there. Next up, then into idle. Next up, Into climb. Next up. And then toga.
Boarding requested.
Next step. Store the calibration. And that should disappear, but quite clearly it hasn't. Hopefully that will disappear.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include
And we'll return and see what
laptops,
happens.
handbags, duty-free
Passenger's
and
bus
loose
is coming.
items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your
So our
items
young lady has
must
turned
be
up.
placed into an overhead locker.
It's saying I've got
Once you have safely stowed
79
your cabin bag,
frames per second. I could triple it if I wanted to, but I just wanted to try and double. Let's see how this goes. So the first acid test. Like I said, I've got to do a rudder taxi, so that's going to be fun enough. Microsoft Flight Simulator's given me nothing but problems the last few days. Losing this, losing that, and not really sure. And I think it was after one of the updates.
Passengers boarding starting.
So I'm now on rudder steering rather than yoke steering. So that's going to be interesting because it's hard to control. I will see how we go on. Let's see how these guys get on when they come through the door. If they're bitty or whether they're smooth.
Hello.
Yeah, pretty smooth. So how long these take to go on?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello.
So far so good.
Good afternoon.
So at least they're populating the seats. I tried a different livery, Virgin livery, and they did not populate the seats, so not really sure what that's all about.
Boarding pass, please. Welcome on board.
So they're getting on.
Welcome on board. This way.
Always best while they're getting on is double check you've got everything turned on.
Good afternoon.
And as we seem to have frozen up a bit. I did notice that I didn't notice before. Is we do have a compass.
Welcome on board.
Something I found by mistake. Make sure all the lights are as we want them.
This way, please. Welcome on board.
Hopefully we got the right amount of fuel.
Good afternoon. This way, please. This way, please.
And on the EFB you can see people populating their seats first class and the economy class. I hope that's enough fuel. If not, we're in trouble.
Boarding pass, please.
I'd like to move around just to see what the FPS starts doing. It seems to be alright.
May I see your boarding pass?
It's holding at least. Where's she going?
Welcome on board.
Oh, she's come back.
Hello.
So we're about halfway through.
Hello.
There's a little bit of a drop there, the FPS.
Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome on board. This way, please.
Okay, now we can start the APU up.
Ladies
No.
and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers,
This way, please.
wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you.
This
These
way, please.
include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose
Hello.
items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front
This
row
way, please.
bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker.
Good afternoon.
Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling
Passengers
all
bus
remaining
is coming.
customers to board.
We've got another bus to
Your
come.
seatbelt can now be fastened, ready for departure. This is a no-smoking.
So we're looking pretty good. We can close up the cargo doors. No point in them being open now. Well, what's the GPUs there? Yeah, so for some reason it scooted into a massive amount of FPS. I'm not sure what happened there.
Passengers
on the
boarding
airplane.
started.
We can get rid of the chocks, we can get rid of the GPU. But it is nice to have passengers on your plane. It's a nice little thing to have. Once you shut the door, all the passengers do disappear. That's to save on your FPS.
May I see your boarding pass?
I understand that. But if you was to scoot through the cabin and when you're in flight, they'll be there if you use your drone.
Hello. Hello. Welcome on board. May I
So we know we're getting now nearly full up.
May I see your boarding pass? Hello.
So we got 98 boarded with 122, so it's nice that it tells you here as well. So it's pretty neat.
Hello.
You obviously panel states you can set your plane up to however you want it. I normally start cold and dark and then build up.
Good afternoon. This way. Good afternoon.
I've actually worked out how to get this open, so you flip that open,
Hello.
scroll it all the way back. This little clip here, you hit that. When you drag it back, it'll just drop in.
Welcome on
And
board.
we just flip that. Oof, done. Took me ages to work that one out.
This way, please.
All these on. Ready? Apart from the last one. It seems to move quite smoothly with lossless scaling. It just helps a bit. So boarding complete.
boarding is now complete. Any remaining ground crew, please leave the aircraft.
So you give them a second to get off. I'm guessing we'll probably be behind time. Go back here. Oh, I've got 3 minutes still. But we're pretty much on time. So once they're all gone, now experiment I want to try, I haven't tried yet. I want to see if this works. Oh, it does. That's neat. Okay, that's cool. Saves me having to keep doing that. That's more integrated than it was before.
Hello, Captain. We
Hello.
are ready for pushback.
You crack on, my dear, you crack on. Oh, and what we haven't done.
Stansted, ground Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie taxi
Departure
to
check
exit short of
completed.
runway
Bypass
for using
Fenix
taxiway
exit.
Juliet Yankee Hotel November Hotel Lima Hotel. Contact tower on 123.805 when ready.
We should be pulling out left. There you go.
Taxiing hold short runway 4 using taxiway Juliet Yankee Hotel November Hotel Lima Hotel Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
Locking gear.
Nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
That sound the lever's not in the right place.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you. Welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace.
I think we're going to have
There
fun
are 8
with this
emergency exits on this aircraft.
handle today.
The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you.
I want to see what the
Emergency
artifacts are
lighting
like as
will
well.
guide you
No
to
bad
an
artifacts
exit.
over there.
In an emergency, leave all baggage on board.
They're 3
Your
times the
seatbelt is
limit.
fastened,
We have a bit of
adjusted,
tearing
and
going
released
on.
as shown. It must be fastened and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the
Ignite
oxygen.
off.
Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place
All
with the
those
strap.
off. Just
Pull on
make
each
sure
side to
everything's
adjust.
okay.
Put on your own mask.
Everybody's
before
on
helping
board. We can
others.
close the door.
If
You
you
see
land
they all
on water,
disappeared.
take a
And
life
now my
jacket
FPS should
from the
improve,
seat.
improve by a million
Remove
miles.
from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist
The
and
brake
click
is on.
together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up,
Oh, that
open
was
and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight. Great flight.
a bit harsh, that one. So it's like actual FPS is 40 and
Tow truck disconnected.
lossless scanners give me 84.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Here comes the hard part. I'm trying to rudder steer this. It's going to be interesting. Make sure they are working, yeah. Always find us a dodgy bit. As she moves, we can move. Whilst we wait for her to go, we can photograph on there. Simply, just like that. Still it set up for a night time flight. Wrong one. That's better. Right, let's see how we do.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Hopefully we've got that in the right place. This is going to be interesting getting out of here. Oh, there's me trying to steer now. Ooh. Not too bad so far. Keeping it nice and straight, that's the main thing. I guess we're going to be taking a right up here. Normally the way. Can't wait till I find out how to get the yoke back on. Getting them centered up is the job in itself. Only other way to do it. Well, you really are testing me on this one. Slowly getting there. Always something to test us on this. Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Where's the sort of lines? ATC is something to be desired. It's difficult. Beyond ATC is a breeze compared to this one. We'll see how we go on.
Approaching 04.
Stansted Tower EZY 45 Oscar Charlie ready for departure runway for IFR to Edinburgh.
EZY 45 Oscar Charlie altimeter 29er decimal 9er 41010 at 14. Cleared for takeoff. runway 4.
Cleared for takeoff runway 4 Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
On runway 04.
We're happy with straight. Takeoff's not so easy. And we're up. Ooh. Go straight. And then we want to go gear up. Clubs up. I know, I'm trying.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie, contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
118.475 Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie. Goodbye. London Center Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie is at 1,500 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
Easy Y45 Oscar, Charlie London Center altimeter 29er.9er for radar contact. Continue to D099G.
Boats in reverse then. Leave the climb. We're in leave the climb, surely. I'm getting 95 now, so that's pretty good. Smooth it has been. Goes on. Oh, it's nice and cloudy. I had clouds for a few days. Cool. Up and away.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened whilst the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time.
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
We will commence our in-flight service,
16,000.
offering you the chance to choose from our fresh selection available today. For details. Just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Everything looks pretty set. just now settle in for a nice flight. Whilst we're flying there, just want to go back into settings.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260 EZY45 Oscar Charlie.
That's better. Alright. That's where the noise is coming from. Ah, it's a lot better. And then we can hopefully go back there and it'll be fine. Oh yeah, it's told us to climb it. 26,000. It's saying I'm doing about 118 FPS and got fake frames and then 58 normal. Normally when you leave the airports with a third party, the FPS just climbs. Let's just sit back and enjoy the flight.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
Well, we're getting up to cruising temperature and altitude. Let's double check everything else is off. Everything's good. The only problem when you use the Fenixx and you go back to something like the fly-by-wire, they just look so different. And with this, you've got the immersion as well, so you're getting decent contrails, you're getting vapour on the wings, you get the trail, the wing trails and everything, so it sort of adds all to it. You obviously got smoking tyres, get it all. Also raindrops when it's raining, you get rain coming off the plane as well.
Easy Y45 Oscar, Charlie contact Manchester Centre on 118.775. Good day.
118.775 Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie. Goodbye. Manchester Centre Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie is at flight level 310, climbing flight level 360.
Easy Y45 Oscar, Charlie Manchester Centre radar contact. Continue to elbows.
bit of glitchiness there. That's more to do with the sim than anything else. Close to the top of the climb now. We're going into a headwind as well, so as you can see we're on auto thrust, so we're doing around about 270. Videos. When we come out of Tartan, I'll take over from the heading and just aim at 2.5 and then come in slightly at a wider angle than what the FMC tells you to do, because that will just double back you and cause you nothing but grief. I managed to flight to Zagreb. The one I haven't done yet is Ibiza, which will be on my to-do list. So I'm in experimental stages at the moment with using the ATC, and then I'll use beyond ATC without all the flight and all the congestion, and just see how I get on with that. But I do really need to get a new graphics card. I think mine's just not coping. We'll wait till ATC gives us a nod, because it's all experimental. So they'll tell us when to descend, I guess. I'm hoping. So we've still got quite a way to go. We're just coming up to Manchester. But Edinburgh Airport's a beautiful airport anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it to run for a little while. I'm just going to enjoy the flight. So I've just had a quick look, we're only about 50 odd miles from top of descent. Should be intriguing to find out how ATC works. little white arrow there is our point of descent, so we'll see what happens. That's just after Shap, so that is correct to what it should be. Oh yeah, we're getting close to the top of descent. We've got speed error at Tartan, we always do. So that'll be a lot of speed brake. I'm going to. Sometimes I would under the ATC I would actually descend earlier, but I'm not sure you can under the present regime. So I'm going to wait and see if they give me the nods. I'm going to start to get that down, right? I think that'll probably be at 26. I think.
45 Oscar Charlie descend and maintain flight level 240.
240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240, easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
So we're into descent. So that was actually before that point of descent. I'll go with it then. Do my best to follow ATC. So the lossless scaling is doing a great job for me. I should be getting 60 frames under normal conditions, and I'm actually at 120, so it's doubled it, so it's helped a lot. Stopped a lot of glitching. Looking like a cloudy day, a bit windy as well. Although where I am it actually clouded up for a while, but it's now come out bright blue and sunny again. So it looks like we're coming down at a gentle descent so far. Another look at that now. Easy to tell. 16% of fuel, hope we got enough. Yeah, so we're at about 1,000 feet per minute. I did this flight a couple of times now, and I'm just hoping it all works out well, because I've done this with AT once and carried on my own way when I got to a certain point, and we managed to pick up on the locator, the beacon, so it should work.
level 260, easy Y 45
I
Oscar
told you
Charlie.
240 a minute ago. Yeah, descend and maintain 240 then. Make your mind up, dude. And we'll stick with 240 at the moment. And a bit odds. Reduce that down a bit. Oh, a little bit.
Flight level 200, easy Y 45 Oscar Charlie.
Just double check you have got the alright runway in there. Yeah, I keep asking you to enter descent. You've already got it in there, so we're already sorted.
Easy Y 45 Oscar, Charlie contact Scottish Centre on 119.875. Good day.
119.875 easy Y 45 Oscar Charlie. Goodbye. Scottish Centre easy Y 45 Oscar Charlie is at flight level 245, descending flight level 200.
Easy Y 45 Oscar Charlie, Scottish Centre radar contact. Continue to en rev.
Yeah, we're descending quicker now. I'm hoping we can pick up some vapour on the way in, but we'll see. It's all hit and miss. Didn't know we were going to get any with coming down steep. We're not too far now, we're in the danger zone. Should ask us to go down, I think it's 7,000 feet next.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
Big drop now. More drag, more drag. Sounds like my kids have turned up. This is where it starts to get interesting.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie, you are 42 miles south. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 approach via Tango Lima Alpha transition. Cleared to Tango Lima Alpha.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 6 approach via Tango Lima Alpha transition. Cleared to Tango Lima Alpha. Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
Hopefully we're going to get there. Just on here you see this little drop back, and what we'll do, I'll head to 25 or 20 and cut across. As soon as we get to Tarn, or close to it anyway. Oh, we're not far from having our lights on. That gives you more drag as well when the lights come out. Time to seat belts on, landing lights on. We should come out of this steep descent at some point.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie, contact Edinburgh, approach on 121.205. Good day.
Going to 121.205 Easy Y45
Ladies
Oscar
and
Charlie.
gentlemen, we will shortly be
Edinburgh
landing.
approach Easy
Please ensure
Y45
your
Oscar
cabin
Charlie
bag
is at
safely stowed
8,900
with
feet,
your laptop
descending
inside.
6,000 feet.
Your tray table must be stowed.
Easy
Armrests
Y45 Oscar
down.
Charlie,
Window
Edinburgh,
blinds
approach
open.
altimeter tree
Now need to be
0.01
seated,
radar contact.
seatbelt
Continue
fastened,
to
ready
Tango
for
Lima
landing.
Alpha.
Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, magazines that you do not want to keep. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
Is it near enough on top of Tartan? What we will do, we'll get this heading ready. We'll set that to 20 of them. And that means we'll start to drift slightly off course, but have a better angle at coming in here and more. As you can see, we're still pretty much lined up. If all goes well. You just get out above sea and then put an approach and get set for landing.
Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Easy Y45 Oscar Charlie.
Start a bit of landing stuff on. Start looking for the beacon, heading location. Okay. Localizers on.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Antivirus is about to cut in and do some stuff, and that's well done, antivirus. You've just lost me my mouse, so you just knackered me up at the last minute. What we have to do is come out for a second. Hopefully that will come back. Maybe not. Know what it's doing. Back. See you later. Any other way to do it? This is the downside of. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think I got it back. That's the downside to it. And that was because of my antivirus cutting. Wasn't expecting that. So we're hoping the locator will cut in at some point. Should tell it to descend to 4,000 soon. Slightly over a little bit more. Too far away. Everything else has gotten wrong so far, so this is bound to go wrong. We'll see.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. EZY45 Oscar Charlie.
Come on, descent. Should be descending. Descended. Thank you. I'm going to spin it around so we head towards this way a bit. Alright, so we're actually on the localizer now. I want to take control of the speed if I could get to it. So we're on the localizer, it's spinning us round.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie, you are 15 miles northeast of Edinburgh. Contact Edinburgh Tower on 118.705 when inbound.
Tower on 118.705 EZY45 Oscar Charlie. Edinburgh Tower EZY45 Oscar Charlie 14 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 6 approach.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie Edinburgh Tower. Altimeter tree 0.0 tree, wind 041 at 8. Cleared ILS runway 6 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 6 approach EZY45
There you go, we've got some vape coming off the plane there a little bit. There we go. Now we need to start preparing for a landing. So we can start reducing our speed. Get our we want to be down around about 140ish. And it will freeze as we get closer, always does. Always done it since I've had the simulator, so I'm used to that one. Oh, keep pressing the wrong button. It was all down to the landing. I've sort of mastered this plane a little bit now, which I'm pleased about. Definitely different to the way you fly the Boeing. There we go.
Approaching 8,300 feet.
Little clear.
Available.
That should be alright then. Looking good.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Set. Retard. EZY45 Oscar Charlie, you were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
I thought we were clear.
4,000 feet remaining. 5,000 remaining.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie, you were not cleared to land.
I thought we were.
Runway.
Oh, forgot. Rudder.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie, contact ground on 121.755.
Oh. All over the place.
121.755 EZY45 Oscar Charlie.
The cabin
Goodbye.
crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal
Edinburgh
Oh,
ground
this is difficult.
EZY45 Oscar Charlie taxi to the gate.
Underneath the seat and in the
EZY45
overhead
Oscar
lockers.
Charlie taxi to gate 6
Do
using
take care
taxiway
opening
Bravo
the
Alpha
overhead
Foxtrot.
lockers as items may have moved during flight.
Taxiing to gate 6
Smoking
using
is
taxiway
not
Bravo
permitted
Alpha Foxtrot
until you reach the
EZY45
designated
Oscar
smoking
Charlie.
area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you
Been a
complete your
nightmare.
journey.
Bit late, but never mind. Right. Let's let that straighten off a bit. Very difficult doing it with rudders. Oh. There we go. At least we're down safe. It was a good landing. I know where the Bay 6 is, been there several times. Why do I think that's still cutting into it? Maybe you can stand still. So used to working this with the yoke. I think it should be the next right, I think. And it's the one directly straight. Oh, that's taking us a different way to it. Not the way we go with ATC. Hello. That's my little granddaughter saying hello. Alright, Bubba. I'm nearly there. And here we are. I'm going to be parking up very shortly. So I've got some rudder work to work out, I think. Definitely got some rudder work to sort out. There we go, we got that off. Let's get those off. We can turn all those off. There's seat belts done. All we do have to call for. There's the ground services, GPUs, get chocks on, we don't go anywhere. Did it call for the jetway or didn't it? Yep, jetway's connected. Should have shoved that on first, but we'll shove it on anyway.
The boarding requested.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
They should start now deboarding. And eventually these will just come back in a bit. So everything should be turned on and working. We're all frozen at the moment because GSX is doing its thing. Eventually it'll free us up. And this is where you get sort of the end of it with GSX. Everything else all built up.
Ladies and gentlemen, when disembarking, please take care and hold on to the handrails.
So you have to wait.
Down the stairs. Please ensure that you supervise your children, and for your own safety, do not walk underneath the wing.
Plus it's populated on this people.
Starting.
And then they'll all eventually disappear. It's all still stuck. Freezing up pretty badly here. I think GSX is just died on me as well. But I can't hear anything, so I think GSX has probably cancelled itself out. Yeah, thought it had. So let's see, we'll bring the flight to an end there. That was a full flight in the Fenixx. As you can see, I'm struggling for FPS, so I do need some help. It's died on me again. So struggling to get anything back this time. There we go. Found a way of doing it. And we'll bring the video to a halt there. And we'll call it. My grandchild has just arrived, so I've got to go and give her my attention. I've had people in and out all day doing silly things, what I'm trying to do. I can hear her now. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Yep, sometimes the FPS is a bit iffy. It's even worse because I'm recording, so normally if I wasn't recording it wouldn't be as bad as that. But just going to wish you well, have a nice bank holiday, and see you again soon. Bye bye. Hello, if you like what you've seen, why don't you just hit the subscribe button
and help me grow this channel. Thanks for watching and for your support.